ఫామ్ నేమ్ డాట్ ఇన్పుట్ బాక్స్ నేమ్ డాట్ వ్యాలిడ్ అయితే ఇన్వాలిడ్ అయితే ఇది క్లాస్ చేంజ్ చేయడం అది ఆన్లోడింగ్ లోనే టోటల్ రెడ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది.
Okay.
But
So
after submitting it is changed.
good question. So please note down the question here is Kiran, if the validation fails at the time of page loading itself, it is displaying red. We don't want that. We want everything in green. And if the user interacts, then we want the form to be in red. Please note down. Every form will be having a property called dirty, D-I-R-T-Y, or on the mobiles, the property is called touched, or on the mobiles the property is called what? Touched property. So if you touch the form, that means if you enter anything, the form will become dirty. If you enter anything, that particular control will become dirty. Okay, every control will be having two kinds of states. Until and unless you don't touch the control, you don't enter any data inside the control, the control will be in a state called pristine. Pristine. Control will be in the state of pristine. But if you enter anything in the control, control will become dirty. If you enter anything inside the control, control will become dirty. Form will become dirty. So pristine and dirty, two states. Okay. Once the form became or the control became dirty, it can never come back to the pristine state. It's like a mirror. Once you break it, it cannot come back to the previous state. Similarly, pristine and dirty. Pristine means an untouched form or non-data entered form will be considered in the form of a pristine state. And any form which is having data entered is considered as dirty form. Now, to address the concern of avoiding the error messages at the time of loading of the page, we will use this particular property of pristine or dirty. Let me show you how to add it. This is the form, right? Register form dot valid is there, right? So here you can attach one more property. First name dot dirty, and the moment you say first name dot dirty, automatically it will be checking whether the first name is dirty or not. If it is not dirty, then only it will display the error message. Watch it carefully. First name dot dirty and first name dot errors. Do we have any ng model already predefined for this one? Let me remove it. Now let me run the code and see what happens. Is it by default appearing the error message? No. The moment I remove the property of dirty, it will display the error message. Watch it carefully. Star ng if first name dot errors dot required. Is it coming by default the error? If I apply the property of dirty, then it won't come. Then it won't come. Is it coming? No. Is the problem solved?
And then one more thing is text box will ఎట్లా అది ఫామ్ మొత్తానికి టోటల్ గా వస్తుంది ఒక్కొక్క బాక్స్ కి ఎర్రర్ మెసేజ్ వస్తుంది.
CSS apply చేసుకో. That's part of CSS. Okay. So, are we good with these things so far? Okay. Any questions to anyone? Why are we using hash first name equals to ng model? So hashtag will always represent a control. So which control here we are referring to? We are referring to a text box. And ng model you are applying to the text box. That's what that first name indicates. That is what that first name indicates. Rahul Chapman. Hello, Rahul. Meeting you in class room. Either college. In class room, either college. Got it, Pallavi? పెట్టండి స్టార్ ng password double equal to ng model of confirm password. If that is equal, don't display the error message. If it is equal, display the error message. That's it. If confirm password must be equal to the password, make sure that you apply that ng if condition, validation will fire. Done. ఎందుకు వస్తుంది error?
So the value equal to confirm password, not equal to confirm password value.
Value better. ng model పట్టుకోండి.
G model నుంచి
Star ng if
not equal to అయితే
double equal to confirm password అయితే don't display the validation better. Otherwise this will display the validation. Okay. Now please note down
room buttons IST చెప్పండి IST కూడా
but already we are using ng model. So ng model is used for the two-way binding. When you are inside the form, the moment you apply the form tag, these things are mandatory. That is how they are designed it. So this particular controls ng model will be applied to the ng model that you have applied. So there will be some interlinking is there. That's where we have to follow the particular standard. Okay. Now, please note down. Dependency injection. Dependency injection. So, what is this dependency injection? How we need to understand it? First point, dependency injection is a design pattern. It's an architectural design pattern. Okay. It talks about loosely coupled architecture. It talks about what? A loosely coupled architecture. What is meant by loosely coupled? Let us take an example. Your mobile. Is your mobile tightly coupled with any kind of provider? Airtel, Vodafone, Idea? Can you replace any SIM, or can you replace your SIMs in the mobile or not? All the thing that you need is the service that particular SIM is offering to you. It should allow you to make the calls. It should allow you to make the SMS and then pull the internet. Is what the purpose of an SIM. Any SIM or any mobile provider can replace it or not, can satisfy that particular three things. What are the three things? Phone, SMS, and then internet. If anything supports these three, can be fixed in your mobile, right or not? So that means your mobile is loosely coupled mobile. Do you remember earlier days, CDMA phones used to come? Reliance white phones, I think those who were in 2003, 2004 generation, Reliance white and blue screen used to come. You cannot insert any SIM into that. Only you have to work with that particular Reliance or Tata CDMA phones. You cannot change the SIM. That is called tightly coupled. Got it? Your landlines tightly coupled. Mobiles loosely coupled. Okay. So dependency injection is also talking about the same kind of architecture. What it talks about, anything which fulfills the requirement should be easily replaceable. Okay. So let me tell you another example. Why are you coming here? To learn Angular. Does it matter who taught Angular? Who teaches you? Does it matter? No, it never matters. Why? Because all the thing is you need the knowledge, right? Online folks are there, they don't know me. Whoever is standing here and talking in the same voice, they feel that he is an instructor, right? Am I right, Pallavi? None of them are aware of me, and I can be replaceable or not. I can be, right? Similarly, that means here you are not dependent on the instructor. What you need is a content to be delivered properly. So if you don't like me, you don't talk to me directly. You will go to the institute and will talk to them. Boss Kiran is teaching the worst. Can you replace him? They will get another instructor and place it here. Isn't it or not? That is what dependency injection is. In the reverse case, if you're all my friends, then even though if I'm teaching very bad, because of our friendship or the tight coupling between you and us, you and me, will not allow you to switch the trainer. Isn't it or not? So that is called tightly coupled architecture. This is the current model, whatever you're working is loosely coupled model. Got it? So which model is always preferable? Loosely coupled. So loosely coupled models is always preferable. The reason for loosely coupled models are preferable is, first thing is testing. You can easily perform the testing of it. You will pass few inputs to the particular model. You will expect some output. Yes, this is what I want. Anything which also provides the same kind of features, you can easily plug out and plug in. Got it? So since used to sell at 10 rupees, people use it to take a SIM, install it, use it, throw it and get the new SIM. So plug and play is what the model of dependency injection is all about. Okay. Now, in Angular, we will heavily use the dependency injection. We will heavily use the dependency injection. So, please note down. In Angular, the framework offers constructor based dependency injection. Okay, so you will inject the dependencies for your component or pipe or direct R2 provider via constructor. That means for a class, what all the dependencies are there, you will pass it to the constructor. Am I clear? Am I clear? To the constructor as a parameter, you will pass the dependencies. Okay. Now, in order to achieve this dependency injection, you will make the class as which are the class that needs to be injected. There are two guys. Who needs the injection? Who provides the injection? Okay, there are two guys, two parties will be there. One is receiver. The other one is the provider. Who provides the features? The other one is consumes the features. Okay, so both are classes only. The receiver is a class, the consumer is also a class. Okay, receiver class will expect the things from the consumer. Receiver will expect the data or the methods from the provider. Okay, as both are classes, the provider classes are decorated with @injectable. Got it? The provider classes who is going to provide the functionality to the other classes will be considered as injectable. It's an injectable class. Please note down, any class in Angular, decorated with @injectable is considered as a provider. Got it? So what is a provider? Provider is a normal class, but component is also a normal class or not? But component got decorated with which decorator? At the rate component decorator. A component, what is the decorator? At the rate component with the properties of selector, template, styles and all. Similarly, if you want to inject a class, that class needs to be decorated with a feature called at the rate injectable. Okay, so anything which you made, which you declare it in the form of at the rate injectable, it will be working as a injectable class. Injectable classes in Angular are called services. Injectable classes in Angular are called as injectable classes in Angular are called as services or providers. Some people will call them as providers. Some people will call them as services. Services or providers. Are you clear with the purpose of a service or the provider now? It will offer certain functionality. It can be consumed by anyone or everyone. Got it? Whoever needs that particular functionality, they will call that particular class. They will say, I need that class. Whoever is in need of that particular class, they will say, I need that class. Got it? So that is how the dependency injection works. Okay, please note down a few more points. Best practices. Best practices in Angular services are the right place. Services are the right place to write the business logic. To write the business logic, what is the correct place?
Services.
Service. Point number 2. Services also used to store the data. Services also used to store the data. Point number 3. Services will also act as singleton. Services will also act as singleton classes. So watch carefully what is meant by singleton. So singleton means there will be only one instance of that particular class will be maintained. In general, the architecture will be like this. Of course, a very bad this guy. In presentation, I'm very poor. Assume this is my class. Let us say class. For the class, we will derive the objects, isn't it or not? for the class A equal to new class. I have a class with the name called vehicle, and I will create the instances of the vehicle where Audi equal to new vehicle. In this case, what will happen? An instance of vehicle will be created and the properties of that particular vehicle will be available to Audi. Audi is going to attach their names. Similarly, I am going to create another instance of vehicle where bench equal to new vehicle. In the two cases, if you look at the two cases, what you are doing, you are creating the instance of a vehicle and then you are writing your own data in each instance. Am I correct or not? So Audi properties will be that the car name will be Audi, car model will be A5, car price will be different. For the bench price will be different, bench car models will be different. So here you are creating a class, you are generating the objects from the class. But in the singleton design pattern, what happens? In the singleton design pattern, you don't find any kind of multiple instances of the class. You will be always finding one instance and you will be talking to the properties of that instance. If X changes UFO, it will be reflected in all the places. That means so everybody will be sharing the same instance of a class, same properties, same data, same methods. Everybody will be sharing the same. There won't be multiple instances. In the previous example, you have multiple instances, Audi, bench, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, when it comes to the singleton design pattern, you will not create the instances, but you will directly share the same object across the application. You will use the same object across the application. It has two problems, or not two problems actually. It has both good and bad things. If I change here, it will be reflecting in the other places. If they change, it will be reflecting to me as well. Because we all are talking to the same source of truth. All the entire application is sharing the same data. The entire application is sharing the same data. In one case, it is good. In the other case, it might be a problem because the other person may not don't want to update it. You don't want to update like this. I don't want to update. So it is having both goods and bads, but ultimately the behavior is this. Am I clear with the service? If you understand the service clearly, you can build the applications very nicely. So first of all, where is our discussion started? Our discussion started at the concept of dependency injection. Am I correct or not? What is dependency injection talking about? Replacing Kiran, right? Loosely coupled architecture. That's what I'm talking about. So that means anything should be replaceable very easily with zero effort. With zero effort, anything should be replaceable. For that, there is a concept called, or there is a design pattern called dependency injection. Okay, that is clear. Now, in this process, there will be two parties. One is who? One is the provider who offers the service. The other one is the receiver who needs the service. Okay. The one who offers the service is called a provider. Provider is a simple class decorated with which one? Decorated with which decorator? At the rate injectable decorator. Okay. And the receiver will inject that particular the provider way to its constructor as a parameter. If you understand this concept, first part is over. That means there will be a provider, there will be a receiver, provider will be injectable, receiver will be taking the injection in the constructor. Up to that, if I am clear, I can talk about the next point. Next point that we discussed is services or the providers are injectable. Point number one. What needs to be kept inside the provider? The common business logic or common data that is reused across the application should be kept inside the service, or we call it as provider. Point number two. Point number three that we discussed is service is a singleton class. Can be a singleton class. It need not to be singleton. It in general is singleton. Okay. What is meant by singleton? In a singleton class, everybody will be sharing the same set of data. Everybody will be having the same source of truth. That is what a singleton design pattern talks about. Am I clear? Any doubts to anyone? Okay. Always remember, your logic should go where? Service. Your logic should go inside the service. That is what you need to remember always. That is what you need to remember always. Why? Because, as I told you, if you are planning to implement any kind of common logic, service is the right place to implement the common logic. Now, shall we see how to create a service? Shall we see how to create a service? Shall we see how to inject the service? So I am writing a folder here with the name providers. I said what? Providers. Now inside the providers, I said country dot provider dot ts. Some people will call it as provider. Some people will name it as service. Providers and services are synonyms. Synonyms means in Angular terminology, they both talks about the same. Some people will call it as provider. Some people will call it as service. Okay. Any doubts? Fine. Import injectable from @Angular core. create the class. Let us call this class as it's not a country class. Let us call this as lookup.provider.ts. That means the purpose of this provider is to give the lookup data, that means drop downs or radio buttons or lists, any kind of lookup data that we will use in the application, we will keep it as lookup, inside this particular file. Do you remember we have used the validations? All the validations are going there. Similarly, my lookup data will go here. Am I clear? Anybody can consume this. Now, I'm saying export class lookup provider. Very simple class or a complex class? Simple class. Now, constructor. In the constructor, I don't have anything. Okay. Here, I'm saying get countries, get states, get gender. Am I clear? Get country, get state, get gender. I am creating 3 private properties. Am I clear up to this? Now, countries. Already in my registration component, I think I have the countries. Isn't it? Can I copy this guy? This dot underscore countries equal to, and then return what? So this method is returning what? The list of countries. Return this dot states, but I don't want it like this. Why? I want to get the states only when country is passed. Do you remember that logic or no? Yes. I think this is there, right? I will be passing the country code here. And country list the countries. Do you understand the logic or no? I will pass the country code from somewhere. I will get the states belongs to the country. If I don't pass the country code, what I'm doing? I'm passing the entire state list. Make sense or no? Okay. Now, always remember, your component should be thin. Your component should be thin. That means there should be bare minimal logic in the component. Very light logic should be there, and most of the logic should be moved to this. The moment you move the logic to the surface, it is very easy to perform the unit testing, and you can find more clean code. Okay, always remember the purpose of component is to talk to the view, get the data, or pass the data to the view. First purpose. Second purpose is handle the events. Agar click cheste, what we need to happen? This is the purpose of the component. Component's job is not to handle the business logics. Am I clear or no? What is the purpose of component? To handle the business logic? No. To handle the user interactions. Okay. Logic. Where we should put the logic? Inside the provider. Am I clear? If you are following this kind of patterns, your application code will look pretty clean and decent. If you don't follow this logic, the application code will look very, very ugly. Am I clear? So always remember, the way you are going to write your code is the way you are going to share your responsibilities at your home. I'm not talking about this generation, I'm talking about the older generation. Older generation, they have their clear responsibilities. Father used to drop their kids at school. Mother used to prepare food for the kids, make them ready. So they are clearly separating their responsibilities and delivering the job. Was it a peaceful life or not? Now, it's a mix-up. Now it's a mix-up. So life is becoming complicated these days. Agree or not? Life has become complicated these days. So that means we are not sharing our responsibilities and we are trying to blame the other person to do that. You do this, oh, I thought you will do this. No. We should clearly define the responsibilities. Once you clearly define the responsibilities, then they can be focused only on that. Then they can focus only on that. But if you are giving too many responsibilities to a component will become messy. Okay, if you ask the mom to drop the kids at school, she'll be in a hurry whether I'll be dropping them in a proper manner on time or not. She will be because she is not an expert in driving, right? Similarly, if you delegate the other responsibility of cooking and making the kids ready, no, it's a challenging for a guy. But that's the fact. To be honest, that's the fact. So we should understand the fact. Always, whenever you are writing the code, think, where should I write this code? Is it the right place to write the code or not? If yes, go ahead. If no, think twice before you write the code. When you're finding a logic, put it inside the service. When you're finding a user interaction, obviously it has to go to the component. If you clear the responsibilities like this, component's life will be simple, service life will be simple. And once that responsibility comes, I will not look into the component. I will be looking into the service, because there all my logic is already defined. There all my logic is already defined. Okay, talk to the service and let me get the service done. Got it? So always remember, if you demarcate that particular responsibilities clearly between the component versus service, you yourself will be writing very, very clean code. I don't need to teach you, because the architecture itself is designed in such a way that it tells you clearly, boss, do this job here, do that job there. But unfortunately, we will do the reverse things. Got it? We will try to put everything inside the component and we will make the component's life messy. Okay, so my architect used to teach me a story actually. There was a farmer who has a donkey and a dog. You know the story of donkey and the dog? The Panchatantra story. So once, a thief comes to the farmer's house. Dog was lazy and sleeping. Donkey was awake and started making noise. It was a thief. Donkey found the thief. Dog did not found, and it warned the dog, go and bark. But the dog said, no, I don't have mood to bark now. I will bark later. The donkey was making the noise. The sleep of the farmer got disturbed. And he waked up and he started beating the donkey. Got it? That is the same way the projects also will work. Seriously. If you demarcate clearly the responsibilities between two parties, what is the responsibility of X? What is the responsibility of Y? Clearly, then life will be smooth. Dog will bark, donkey will lift the weights. If you are expecting everything from donkey, you will be under trouble. If you are expecting everything from the dog, again you will be under trouble. So be wise when you are writing the code. Okay, always remember this donkey dogs example whenever you are writing the code. Is it the right responsible place to write this code? That is the only thing you need to remember. If you remember these two words, then automatically your code will be cleaner code. Automatically your code will be a clean code. Otherwise, it will be always a messy code. Am I clear? Another point you should always remember is, don't delegate too many responsibilities to one person or one function. One function, one responsibility. If you are finding another responsibility to be done, move it to other function and call this responsibility in the main place. In this way, what will happen is you will clearly identify the error places. You will clearly identify the error places. Unfortunately, what usually people will do is they will write the logics of thousands of lines of code in one single function or maximum two functions. Got it? At the end of the day, you never know where that functionality from which line to which line it has spanned. You never know. Ultimately, it will lead to an erroneous code. It will ultimately lead to erroneous code. Got it? So, what are the two things that we need to learn? The story of donkey and dog. The second thing is single responsibility for a function. One function, one responsibility. If you follow these two practices, life will be smooth. The developer's life will be very, very smooth. You will be able to focus on the logic of that particular function. Your focus will be only starting of the function and ending of the function. But if the starting and ending is of 1,000 lines, where will you focus? It is not practically possible. So always remember these two stories. Single responsibility and the story of, especially when you are talking about the MVC kind of design patterns. That means component models or React based programming or Angular based programming. This particular model is pretty important to remember. Then you can write excellent code. Got it? Fine. So we will meet again on Wednesday morning because I'm on travel. Monday. Saturday. Okay, so we will continue with the providers on Wednesday. Now please take down the assignments. You can start giving the interviews, guys. You're good for the interviews. Once you complete the providers, you can start uploading your profiles and you can start giving the interviews. There's no problem. Angular is nothing more than this. There are two more concepts. Then you can, already you are ready to the interview, start giving the interviews. By the time at least I complete the course, at least I should find at least one guy with an offer. That's what I'm expecting. Seriously. Whatever you are learning now, it's very good. And the way you are learning is also good because you're doing examples. You're struggling a lot to complete the tasks. So that itself is going to make you, what to say, ready for the interviews. Okay, so start uploading your profiles and start giving the interviews. Market is really good. So Q2 started. Hiring process on. So start giving the interviews. Okay, so first of all, please note down these things. What are generators in ES6? Go through that. Generators in ES6. What are the advantages of arrow operators? Advantages of arrow operator. Arrow operator is there, right? Arrow operator. What are string literals? String literals. Write a JavaScript program write a JavaScript program to find the smallest number in the array write a JavaScript program to sort an array without using the sort method of arrays. Without using the sort method of arrays. Next point. Explain how to create object in JavaScript. What is a shallow copy of an object? Shallow copy. SHALLO. Shallow copy of an object. How will you create a new instance of the existing array? How will you create a new instance of the existing array? Okay, next. Look at this. Try to clear the look at this. Choose your language. Which language you will choose? JavaScript. So now difficulty level. So square of sums. So basically this will teach you how to do the programming in JavaScript. Trust me, if you are good in the JavaScript, you can do any kind of programming in the world. I mean, if you know how to write a program, you can be good programmer of any language, whether it's JavaScript, Java, .NET, PHP, whatever it could be. It's a matter of building the proper logic. See how nicely they're explaining it. So now you need to create the kata. Kata means write the program to solve this problem. So they are giving the algorithms also. Square sums. N equal to 15 should look like this. One square. Like this. You can change, you can choose your kata and then try to solve the programs. I thought of going to something different actually. See, you will be given a vector of strings. You must sort it alphabetically and then return the first value. Very simple. You can get the solution. But if you start doing these kind of challenges, it will be awesome. If you want, you can find the solution here. Solution is readily available. Try to spend more time on this kata to solve the challenges, coding challenges. Once you solve these coding challenges, no, it will be very easy. Already you are good in the Java, you are good in the Angular programming. If you are able to solve these coding challenges, rest of the things will be very, very easy and simple. Okay. Thank you. Have a long weekend. What? Thank you, buddy. Hello. Hello. Project name. Yeah. ఏంటంటే రిమైన్ చేసుకోండి. నాకు ఇది క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను. స్టాప్ చేస్తాను.